Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is the Strat Soldier here, and I have Sara, the Strat Sniper here, and we are going to go through the weekly charts and go through some other stuff too. Welcome to the weekend shift here on Scipio Group, and this is fun. Our very first guest, and we're going to talk about some different stuff here. And what I definitely want to do is make the strat a little bit more inclusive, meaning if you traded with other technical analysis and indicators and other things, I want to kind of dedicate the next couple shows on integrating some of that stuff into what you used to do, into what we do, or at least in combination to get you a little bit closer to how we see it. But at the same time, along with all that, it is about the strat, and it's about taking money out of the market and making sure you don't get killed. So again, I don't want to make it exclusively 100% does strat. That's how I trade. But if you don't do that, I just want to help you integrate what you do into what we do, and then we'll go from there. Hello, everybody in the chat. Look at all that. It is lighting up in there. Yeah, somebody give me how many people we got in there? Give me a. I can't see it. Anybody else in there? See, I got my coffee here. I'm gonna drink some coffee while someone tells me how many people in there. Go ahead. We got a 15-second delay on the questions too, so type in your questions for Sara and for myself, and we will get to them as we can. How many people in the chat? Anybody give me a number?
So far, it's just me. Oh, you said we have a how many second delay?
Ooh, 40 plus. Me and you are live, so we're good to go. I was just saying from people that are on Scipio Group, they have a 15-second delay from when I'm talking to when they're typing the question, and then when I see it. So just letting them know that I'm not necessarily ignoring anything they're doing, anything they're saying. It's just there's a delay. Okay. But me and you are good. Okay. So how you been? We got 46 people in there right now. Awesome. 46 people in the show so far, and that's just the beginning. Give me 100. Okay, give me 100. How you been, Sara, the Strat Sniper? How you been?
You know how I've been. Busy. Finished painting though.
Busy. Good. We do see all your shenanigans on Twitter.
I know.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And you are very busy. So thanks for being here with us and taking time out of everything you're doing. Seriously, it's amazing. That's great. So what I wanted to do is, you want to go straight to the charts, or do you want to talk about a little bit what you do or how you trade the strat?
I guess I wanted to talk about what you started with and how. So I know the strat sometimes gets labeled as we're kind of closed-minded, don't believe in technical analysis at all, and that sometimes puts people off. I came from technical analysis before I found the strat, so it's funny when I'm looking at charts, because what technical analysis are seeing, I can strat talk it and say, this is why you're seeing that, and this is the reason. So I just want everybody to be more open-minded, and the price is the price, and that's all that we care about, and we're all here to make money. So I don't know, I just want everybody to be friends.
Of course, and that's great, and that's perfect, and that's why I wanted you on here, because you can see, like, for example, me, I started with a little bit of indicators. I started using little things and a little bit of support resistance and stuff, but I really never got into it, and I stumbled onto the strat. So the strat is really all I know. So when I talk about so when I go in there and I start talking about the strat specifically, and why other things, how we usually do, and it kind of, like you said, it kind of closed-minded, you know what I mean? But at the same time, there's other people doing other things. And so
honestly,
let's just do this. Let's just go to the charts.
And I feel like you're lucky to have learned the strat first. Most people don't. Most people learn technical analysis before they even find like FinTwit and find the strat. So most people are coming from the technical analysis background, and you didn't. And that's what's so great is it's the easiest way to learn it, to learn price action, which is why it's so easy for these youngins. I mean, how many teenagers? We've got so many teens and early 20-year-olds trading the strat because that's what they started with. And it just makes it so easy. And they're blowing me away. They're killing it, you know. It's pretty sweet. So yeah.
Yeah, and they don't, and yeah, it's awesome. And they don't have to they don't necessarily have to unlearn a bunch of stuff, you know what I mean? Especially people that's been trading for a long time, you know what I mean?
Right.
They have to, you know, go, yeah, like unlearn some of that stuff. So if we could, let's go to the charts. What do you see?
XEC. I see
Okay,
your
just
chart.
making sure, just making sure. Listen. Awesome. So broader averages. Let's go to the broader average. Let's just go to the SPY, talk about the SPY really fast, and then we'll start talking about the dreaded wedges. So real quick, let's go over what did the SPY do last week? Let's see here. I got my monthly chart. I got my weekly chart. Let's resize it here. Again, I'm in TradingView. We use TradingView as well, correct, Sarah?
I use TradingView, TrendSpider, and TOS.
Oh, awesome. I got some
Too much
stuff here. Too much.
I use
That's
too
funny.
much.
A lot of people are using TOS and Thinkorswim. So then a lot of the questions they have, I can't answer because I don't use TrendSpider. I use I don't use Thinkorswim. I use TrendSpider. TradingView and TradeStation. Yes. So what do we have here? What did SPY do today? The last week here, we got a 2-2 reversal right here. 2-2 continuation on the weekly, still taking the month down. All right. Here's your dailies from last, what was it? The 10th was one day. What was the day on Monday? The 10th, right? I'm not looking at a calendar.
You know, I told TradingView, I go, if you could put a little letter for the day of the week down at the bottom, that would be tremendous. And they told me they would, and they haven't. So like at the bottom of your screen,
No.
how it says 10 Sep 21. I wanted them to put like M 10 September 21.
Yeah. So the 13th. Yeah, exactly. So the 13th was Monday. Monday was a 2 down. It was stuck in there for a long time during the day. Would have to zoom back a lot on the 60s to get back there. But then you could just see the time frame continuity for the days you had. Was it the 15th came up a little bit, still really stuck inside. And then everybody thought this was going to be a hammer and go in force on Thursday. It did not. And we got our 2 down action for yesterday. We were, when this thing gapped down, and you taught me that, Sarah, when it gaps down, we're looking for the reversal back up. It did not reverse back up. And you can see right here, the time frame continuity. You don't think this is a gap?
Not in my book, no. I consider it to be a gap if it doesn't open anywhere in the range of the previous day. So there has to be a space of air on the chart.
For the daily. Okay.
For the daily.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. So the hourly, I would consider anything
the hourly
$1 or more on the hour, but I understand what you're saying there. Definitely. And then here's Friday. I don't need indicators to see that this thing is going to the downside. I caught some I didn't necessarily I caught some puts on SPY this week. On Monday, I did try to do it again on Tuesday. Had to make some money back because it reversed back up on me. And then Friday, all of my action was in Autonation. They had some natural buyers in Autonation. That was fun. That was awesome. Anything, did you trade at all this week?
No, I traded one day recently. I don't know if it was this week or last week. I don't even know what day it is right now.
I get it. Okay, so let's get to what everybody wants to see. Let's go to Autonation because that was amazing. I have all Rob went through 73 tickers this week, 73. So I want to go and hit the highlights. Autonation was natural buyers here. This was great for me. You could see the 2-2 reversal on the weekly up here. Let's make that big for everybody. 2-2 reversal right here. They originally went in force at 106, but I got in at 108 on a 60-minute time frame. Let me see if I could find my entry real fast. Oh boy. 108. Yep, there it is.
I promise I'm going to get you to use that magnet button.
You know what? If you're on the show, I'm going to use the magnet button today. But if it gives me a fit, I'm going to take it off.
This is how you got to do it. You got to go to the weekly. Go to the weekly.
All right, hold on a second here. Let me go ahead and
No, wait, don't put your line there.
All right. I'm going to go to the weekly. I'm listening to you. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Put your line at the 2-2 reversal where the weekly went in force.
Okay. This for some reason I have a line already on here, so I'll go ahead and pull this down here.
And it should snap right to the high. Okay.
Okay.
Now go into your hourly. So that was the trigger, 106.22, and yep. It's so much easier to find where you got in. It's at that line. Somewhere at that line.
I see. Yep, I see.
But you got in at 108, so you probably got in.
I see what you're doing.
Green 2 down.
Right here. I got in right there. JS in the chat says, "Tell him, Sarah. Tell him." I do get caught in my ways, and that's the military side too. I'm just like, no, I know for a fact, and I will fight it, even though I'm dead wrong about something for hours. So, right here, I got on this two down. I know it's only 2 down by what, a couple cents. Let's see here. 107 was the 106.99, and then a few cents.
Jermaine, do you know if you hover
this
over
a 2
the
down,
candle?
but 2 down, 2 up. So I would consider that a 2-2.
Jermaine, do you know if you hover over the candle that you entered on, it tells you the candle's low and high at the top of the screen? You don't have to guesstimate with your crosshair. Okay.
Correct. That's true. All right. Okay. So the 107, the previous range, the low was 107, and the low of this candle was 106.90.
That's good. That shows a lot of confidence to the bull side.
Yep. So I got a 2-2 reversal. I had a 2-2 reversal. I got in on here, even though this is green. This is still a 2 down, 2 up.
And where'd you take profit?
I took profit right at 124 ish.
And why did you take I took profit at 124?
Right at 124 because it hit magnitude here. Let's go. I had the chart already blown up. I was going to show time frame continuity. All right, so I got out here. Let's make this one because it took the magnitude here. I'm gonna mark magnitude on this side. All right.
Good.
You're
using your magnet, right? That's the top.
So I got it about the magnitude is 123.42. I got out at 124 and some change on a 5-minute reversal back down. So I'd have to zoom all the way back to get there. But so what happened was, as soon as it hits magnitude here, because I took out this stop, and then once I got up here, I'm like, this thing is, going great. I'm just gonna and then the SPY is already red. The SPY is red. So I know there's natural buyers in here, and it just totally could reverse and go to the downside. So my thought was push my stops up as far as I can. And if I get stopped out, I'm going to get stopped out with profit. If it keeps going and hits 125, I know this is an outside month. And you know what I mean? I'm still going to hold my stops very tight, but I wanted to keep that where, you know, like I said, super tight, just in case it went down, and it did all the way down to 120. And I could still be in there because I got in way down here. But like I said, the way the SPY was red and everything else was trending to the downside, I'm like, I'm just going to take this and I'll find a way in next week.
There you go. Do you want me to share my screen so we can talk about the technical analysis, the falling wedge versus the strat style?
A what? A falling what?
Wedge.
Oh gosh. You know what? There should be that's a word. That's a cuss word.
It says I can't share screen.
Why?
It says I can't share my screen. It says the host
hold on.
disabled participant screen sharing.
That's not true. Multiple participants can show. Okay, here we go. Let's see this.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Here we go.
Tight
stops. Tight stops, Sarah. Tight stops. If this show starts taking a dump, I'm cutting it. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Yes. So Jay in the chat says, is the magnitude basically target? Yes. So we say magnitude. When we say magnitude, it's not to confuse anybody. It's just, okay, how much do I expect to make on this? And yes, that's your target. If the magnitude is really tight, I'm not going to get in on something that's has little magnitude. Like if I can only make a couple dollars out of this, I'm not going to get in on that. This one was really good for me with Autonation because the targets were taken out. The magnitude on that was really, really high. And I got everybody laughing in the chat there. Go ahead, Sarah. Yeah, show me what chat. This. Yeah, what's that?
I said I can't see the chat. I don't see anything.
Oh yeah. No, that's why I was relaying it to you. I'm using the chat in Scipia group.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So if you got questions in the chat about any technical analysis, send them. All right, Sarah, it's all you. What are you talking about falling wedge? Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So all I want to talk about is the difference between technical analysis and the strat. So everybody, if you're looking at the weekly time frame, everybody is looking at the same thing. So everybody can see that we have consecutive lower highs and we have lower lows. Okay, so everybody can see that. The main difference between technical analysis and the strat is actionable signals, concrete entries. So technical analysis traders might start to scale in down here, whereas we don't do that, because what if we get another 2 down the following week? Then we're in too early. So it's just, we position ourselves differently. So, you know, the TA traders are scaling in, getting in early, anticipating the most likely scenario, anticipating we're going to break to the upside. We don't. We are very concrete. If this happens, then this. So, and that's how we stay out of trouble, because we could go 2 down again, like the next week. Where's my box? So what if that happened? And then what if that happened? And then you're already in from up here because you think that it's going to break to the upside. So that's where the strat is kind of cool, because you have exact entries, exits, targets. So we say we're not getting in until I can't see my, hold on. So we will say we're not getting in until 106 breaks, and then we'll go long because we have a pivot machine gun. So people who draw downtrend lines your downtrend lines are just our pivot machine guns. So this is kind of why I just want everybody to keep an open mind, because still price action is price action and it's still going to do the same thing. Just it's important you know your entries and your targets and your stops. And this is a beautiful trade, Jermaine. I mean, obvious entry. If you're only using the weekly time frame, I would put your stop below your, entry candle. So entry, stop, target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4. And then if you look at the size of this candle, I mean, it pretty much is like 3 weeks. If you added them together, 3 weeks of action. So that was a tremendous move. So, and then the other thing, these downward lines, that's how we use our broadening formations. Slight lower lows. That's all that is.
So this is
slight lower lows. What?
That you're calling this, so this is a falling wedge then.
Yeah. But see that all I'm trying to really express is the difference in trying to get in early, because you don't know if it's going to break to the upside. It could very as well just break to the downside, and then you're screwed because you're already in, because you did not have an actionable signal to enter. You did not let the chart tell you it was go time. So that's why I like the strat, because it's so rule based.
Yes, very rule based. So and then unless when we have actual signals, we don't get in early. That's perfect, great point there. And then when we do get in, if it fails, we get a reversal to the downside. We're setting our tight stops and we're getting out. That's perfect. And then so this is also I think you already said it, but this is definitely a perfect example of what you would look for a pivot machine gun. I mean, that thing just blasted. Yeah. Oh yeah. What did Elaine say in the Twitter? Pew 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 pew.
Yeah, I'm always going pew pew.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The other great thing about the actionable signals is it kills your bias. You don't have to have a bias, and that's where a lot of people get into so much trouble too, because they're using their, well, I think this is a falling wedge, so I'm going to get in long without the chart telling them to do so. So it keeps your bias in check.
Right. So let's just say I'm good at drawing falling wedges. Let's just say that. And I'm starting out with the strat. Is this something I could use to identify, okay, what a potential pivot machine gun, okay? But then I could definitely see how a person could use this and go, okay, I'm good at drawing, I'm good at seeing wedges, these falling wedges, and because they're easy to see, but I'm waiting for this 2-2 reversal to go in force. And if it doesn't go in force, I'm not touching it. You know what I'm saying? Is that exactly what? Yeah, there you go. Look at that thing. Okay.
So
go ahead. Keep going.
Machine gun on the weekly, if you go down to the daily, it's just lower high, lower high, lower high, and then it's time. So people, I'm sure, we're trying to, actually, this would have been a good day to buy on, but not really, because you were still 2 downs on the week. So, but that was kind of pointless to say.
I know. I feel like we're kind of repeating. I just kind of, that's perfect. That's perfect. I could see if I was good at drawing falling wedges, I could definitely see, okay. But so then my thing is with broadening formations. A broadening formation keeps me out of something that's completely stuck inside. So can you draw a broadening formation on Autonation real quick, just since your screen is up, or I would do it. But since your screen is up, can you draw a broadening formation on Autonation real fast? And then we're just doing higher highs and lower. Oh, you could have kept that wedge on there, but go ahead. Keep going.
That's how I would do it, because
that's perfect.
This is pivot low, but we haven't made a new pivot low.
And
and
then these,
I suppose
that's
you
perfect.
could.
And for the sub try.
I don't really. Yeah, that's not really how I like to draw them, but it's in there.
I mean, it's just sub try. Yep, it's a sub-tri. So I can definitely see. So me with these broadening formations, and this is why my um, opinion about wedges is because the wedges show everything, real super tight range. I'm like, this is all stuck inside on a higher time frame. This is inside bar. Why would I get in on this? But I could see how looking at your falling wedge and looking at how you see how that could create a pivot machine gun entry. I could see how you could use that in conjunction with the broadening formation.
Yes.
I do
Now,
see that.
I don't use falling wedges. I don't draw them. I just know that they're pivot machine guns to the upside.
Mm-hmm.
So
right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So
awesome.
Let's do the other one that we wanted to talk about, which was Blink.
Okay.
So the only triangle I will ever draw or like even use is a symmetrical triangle, because all this shows is this is stuck inside. This is a tightening range on a larger time frame.
Mm-hmm.
So you can start.
Yep.
Here it is. Oh. What? Hold on.
I think you shrunk everything down real quick. I got some questions here. If the previous Megan, if the previous week didn't have the actionable hammer, would you still get in on that trade? No. If there was a 2-2 reversal to the upside on that, I would consider it on Autonation. That doesn't necessarily have to be a hammer for it to be a 2-2 reversal to the upside. So I understand your question. But if there was no actionable signal on Autonation and no reason for me to think it's going to go to the upside, no, I would not get in on that. And then when it comes to stops, there's a lot of questions in here about
Hold
stops.
on, Jermaine.
It's going to be, oh, I want to get too far. You're right. Go ahead. Sorry.
You stopped me right in the middle of my point. Hold on.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
You were clicking stuff, and I was just trying to let people know I'm seeing their questions.
Okay. So like I showed you guys the weekly, this is the quarterly chart. This is a 3-month chart. So do you see how you have this 2 up and then you have 3 months of it being stuck inside this candle, and you have 3 months of it being, well, maybe not.
Oh, it's stuck in there. Yeah.
Oh, it's
100%.
almost done. So it'll be done in October, this candle. So 3 months, so 6 months of sideways. This is not something you want to trade. So yes, we have identified that there is a tightening range, but that's it. You just want to identify it. You don't want to trade within here. Now this is the weekly chart. I mean, you could get some decent moves, but once it picks its direction, whether it's the upside or the downside, that's when you're going to get your move. Because if we break out of the quarterly chart at 46 bucks, our target is a new all-time high up at 60 something bucks, 64. So that's kind of, we don't trade these. This is just identifying you have an inside bar on a larger time frame.
Correct. So yeah,
chop.
correct.
We call this
correct.
chop.
Yep. Now, question here in the chat from Mike: do you use pre-market candles for opening setups? Me personally, I will look at the pre-market, but I don't. I wait for the bell to ring. What about you, Sarah?
I don't use pre-market at all.
Mm-hmm. And then Jim Bradley, he's out there. He will use pre-market stuff, but he is trading 1-minute candles like, he's a monster. He's crazy. As soon as that bell rings, he's mashing buttons, and there's lightning, and I don't know, and then he mashes more buttons, and somehow he's got $3,000. I need to get like that.
Well, so Jim uses the pre-market for his broadening formations. So he already knows which direction he wants to trade. So that's why it works for Jim. Correct.
And then, so a comment in the chat is this is a bear flag and technical analysis. And then for me, looking at this from the strat, I would, like you said, I would not trade this because this is completely stuck inside. This is a mess, and this is a chop shop and mother bar problems.
Yeah.
So when I see these charts on Twitter and other sites, it's just a place for someone to get wrecked. But I understand.
But they're not trading them. They're not
um,
trading them just because they have this
Okay.
drawn. They're also waiting for the break. The break. So they know, because if you know technical analysis and if you've actually like practiced the charts and the patterns, you know not to trade this. Now, there are ways you can trade it. Like you can take low risk entries and say, you know, I'm going to buy when it gets down here with my stop here. But I mean, that's pretty risky, but it is, but it isn't. It's lower risk because your risk is completely defined. So it's sort of like a bottom fish if you wanted, but
Okay.
still we want the bigger moves. We want the big, like Rob says, the big green and red bars. We don't want these little ones. We want ones that look like this. You know, the
That's
huge.
right.
So yeah.
The good stuff.
So it's all price action. It's just, you know, we all see it a little bit different, and that's okay. As long as you what you're looking at. This is an inside bar on a larger time frame.
Yes, correct. I 100% agree. That's awesome. Very cool. You want to look at Apple? Apple went crazy to the downside.
Apple's going to go outside month.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. That's awesome. Yep. So 2-2. You can't see my chart right now, but I got a 2-2 reversal to the downside on Apple on the weekly. That was in Rob's video as well, and that's Apple. Yep. Yep. There you go. You got the numbers, the candles in here numbered for all the kids in the back. That's awesome.
Yeah. So if the target is 144.50, because that's the level in which we would make an outside month when we take out this pivot low. So, and you know, again, we're using multiple time frame analysis. So we know that the month is red. We know that the week is red. We know we have a very good shot of becoming an outside month. So it's pretty simple. You just look for actionable signals to the downside. So you could enter on this 212 here. That was target 1. You could add on this 212 that, you know, and this is target 2 and beyond. Then, you know, it'd be like 142, 141. But yeah,
and then let's just say if the week
to the downside.
Yep. And then if you drop down to the 60s for me real quick, if you can, let's just say it's already 2 down on the week and it's 2 down on the day, and you're like, I missed it. Don't freak out, because what do you got right here on the 60? The very first day, 2-2 reversal on the 60 on that, as soon as Friday opened. As soon as it goes below that, you can work your puts. Right, or here, if you're not good at working, and also I'm not trying to push anybody to do puts. I'm not trying to push anybody to do options especially if you're not ready. That's your time to know, okay, I got this 2-2 reversal to the downside. I need to cut this thing. I need to cut it. I'm good at buying shares. I'm good at, working things as they go up. This is to the downside. I'm not messing with options right now. It's too iffy and it's going really fast. Just cut it. That's also a thing there.
But if people do want to get familiar with it, I would say try it out, play it by one SPY put, see how you like it, but definitely don't go like buying 10 or something.
No. Yeah, don't buy 10, because I worked some SPY puts this week, and it worked out really well for me, but they go fast. Yep. And you got to be, what I like to do is buy an option and then drop down to the 5-minute bars or even the 1-minute bar to see if it's going to reverse on me, and just cut it. I'll take whatever I can get and get out of it. There's some other strategies out there that are really good at options, and they will hold that thing all day long. And I can see where that's where they're making all their money, and that's awesome. but that's to be able to take that risk. You know, you have to define your risk and take responsibility for what you're doing. And I ain't got that far yet with options. Yep.
Do we have
that's
more
awesome.
questions?
That is awesome. Any questions? I got some about scanners. I got one. Yep. Some people ask, you use scanners, correct? Sarah?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about your scanners or? Is that something you want to talk about now? Or like, for example, me, I don't use scanners just because I still have to see the charts. I have all 4 charts up and I have my actionable signals for the week. And all I do is just hit the down button and I can see, okay, this one's about to go. This one's going to go. I got 3 that are good. And I don't need to mess with the rest because I'm not getting in on like 10 positions all at once. You know what I mean? All I need is, 2 or 3. It's making money. And that, so I don't use scanners
either because I use the same watch list all the time. So I'm not like scanning for new tickers. It's just a way to help me quickly find like an inside bar so I can make an inside bar weekly watch list. I can make a 2-2 watch list just super fast. And then, I go and set the triggers. But
awesome. Okay, so that's how you do it. And so you are using your scanners before or during the day or the night before, or how are you doing that?
I use my scanners pretty much on the weekends. And I look for my weekly setup. So I look for reversals that are about to happen on the weekly, because then I will go down to the daily time frame and I will start day trading from the daily down because I know which direction the week is going. Just like with Apple right here. Like we all know well, I shouldn't say we all know, but full time frame continuity is to the downside. So I'm looking for signals back to the downside. And I had posted this on Twitter, and I also mentioned that I would like to see some corrective activity on the daily, meaning like a 2 up. And in non-strat talk, a 2 up would corrective activity would be a bear flag. But because we have a pivot machine gun to the downside now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 days of consecutive lower highs. So I wished we would have had a 2 up like around here, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
A bunch of stops are going to trigger. It's probably going to, when it goes, it'll probably get up to 151 and then fall, I hope.
Yeah. And that's why I like using time frame continuity, because I'm looking at all the charts all at once. And like you said, some people would see this as a bear flag and, it's about to go to the upside. It could, you know what I mean? The probability of going to the upside is going to be high. But when I'm looking at time frame continuity and I see the month's red, the week is red, the day is red, and the 60s are red, like the probability of this going to the upside is very small. And if it does, it's not going to go very far. And then that with the strat, that keeps me out of trouble, definitely. That definitely keeps me out of trouble. But if this was, now let's just say Friday, the daily closed as a hammer, then I would say, okay, we got something here, but I would still be looking at that monthly. I'd still be going, okay, the month is still red, the week is red, but it did close as a hammer, and I might have a 2-2 reversal to the upside in that. But
yeah, but it's not Monday something opens, that you would want to take. It's just a TTO. No. There has to be a bounce. Yeah. It can't just fall.
Correct. It's got triangle. Yep. So triangle they out. Yep.
So knowing when to take longs and when not to take longs is what we do also.
That's true. I lost the chat actually. it's in here, but I can't. I'm afraid to minimize the screen and grab it back.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Yep. And then everybody's gone. I can't pull this window out. Anyway, let's see here. Let me see if I can get these people out here. Keep going. Do you want to go ahead and keep talking about that? What else you got for the week? Then you know what? Let's go through anything else good that happened for the week. Baba. Hey, that's another question that we had in the chat. Baba, why is everybody wanting to look at, we can still see your screen. Why is everybody looking at Baba?
Baba's
Let's
been
go back.
Show.
Yeah, it's crap. It's crap. It's full-time frame continuity to the downside. Full-time frame continuity. Let's go to the monthly. Look at that thing. Full-time frame continuity.
I always start on the monthly.
Okay.
So it's fallen a lot. I thought we were going to take out this 151.85, which we probably still will. And then we got another pivot right there. All right. So anyway, inside on the month. Oh, this was a beautiful short trade. So
yeah, look at that.
165, and then the target was 152. Wow. That's a $13 move.
Oh yeah, that is very nice.
So who's looking at Baba for what? Everybody just wants to go long, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying that, okay, you know, the fundamentals on this thing are good, and the technicals, and, you know, stuff that the stratters don't look at. And I was showing them on the weekly, the broadening, if you can zoom out, just take that, no, stay on the weekly, but zoom your screen out. Yeah, I was showing them the broadening formation on this. On the, yeah, I mean, I can see it without even putting the lines on here, but yeah, the broadening formation is from the top of that three, all the way at the top. Yep, that's how I would draw it, from the higher highs and lower lows, draw it backwards. And they're just like, you know, all these, you know, just a lot of stuff on Twitter and other stratters like, you know, I'm going to buy this thing when it's, this is going to be good. But like you see right here, you switched it to the yearly, and it's 2-2 down on the year. I mean,
this is the first 2 down on the year since 2015.
Yeah, that's rough. That is rough. But you could clearly see this is 2 down. This is not an inside bar. This is not about to blast back into the highs. It's just not. Ooh. And then their quarterlies. Yeah, look at that. 3-1-2. Reversal to the downside, and then you got a 2-2 continuation on the downside, and that's on the quarterlies. Quarterlies, people. Quarterlies.
Look at all those pivots. You see all those pivots?
Yes.
Boom, 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 boom. So we almost took out that one, but yeah, Baba looks like trash. I don't know who would want to be long this.
Yeah, and so the people want to buy the dip on this thing, and that's just not a good idea.
People are saying, they're like, it's oversold. We should buy it. I don't think you should buy it, but
no. And then you'll find out something oversold. It gets oversolder. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. And like inside month, yep, on Baba, closer to taking out the lows. And then those weeklies and dailies are continue to reconfirm that, you know, this thing's going to the downside for whatever reason.
Hot one? What's everybody
another hot one?
Is it like AFRM or something? I keep seeing
AFRN. Yep, AFRN. Yep, that was a stock that it blasted into the monthly.
Jermaine, where should you have gotten in?
2-2 reversal on the monthly. 2-2 continuation. Right, I should have gotten in down here. Yep, right there. 69.79
with targets of
right
here,
there, and just held it.
Here.
Yep.
Here.
Yep. And then just for stops, just for everybody seeing, give me a red line for stops on that on the monthly, if you can.
Ugh. Oh,
yeah.
That's why.
Go back to the monthly. We'll get in there. Go back to the monthly real fast. Yeah, that's ugly. Give me a red line for if I wanted to take this 2-2 reversal in a month. Give me a red line for a stop. Yeah, I personally don't go all the way down to the bottom of the previous candle. I usually go around 50%. So I probably would have got stopped out on that and then had to do battle and get back in. Just looking how the price.
But I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have done this either. You just wanted to stop on the monthly chart.
Right. Yeah. Just to show people where we could put
I
our
would have
stop.
gone to the weekly.
Mm-hmm.
My stop would be here
Ah.
at 61.66. So I would have gotten in on this Rev Strat week to trigger my time frames, my monthlies. So
Yeah.
my actual entry would have been, we'll make that white.
Okay.
So white entry 65, red stop, and then all the green lines are your targets.
Awesome.
Everybody see that? And yes, it triggered on this week before it did it over here, but I would not have taken this because I do not trade continuations. This was a 2 up, this was a 2 up. I look for corrective activity because we trade, we enter on reversals. So I would not have gotten in here. I would have waited for corrective activity. Then I would have gotten in because I had clear defined stops. I was not going to get stopped out because the corrective activity already happened. So that's a beautiful example. Obviously, it had that huge gap up, but.
So Josh in the chat says, so on the target, you are then moving your stop up. Yes. Once my trade, once it triggers, I put my stop in there right below the actionable signal. And once it triggers and it goes, the price action goes above my entry, I take my stop and immediately push it even. So then if it drops out and I get stopped out, I don't lose any money, no capital now. Of course, I'm talking about shares. I'm talking about shares and trading common. But then as the price continues to move forward and progress up, if I am right and the trading is working well, I'll continue to push my stops up the 60 or whatever time frame I got in on that. So I get stopped out with profit. You got anything to say on that, Sarah, with the progressive stops or trailing stops, people like to say?
No, I like what you said about break even, and this could have almost stopped you out because your entry would have been here and then price went up, came back down and like tested that entry point. So it's like 66.10. That was only, so it came within 30 cents. So you almost could have got stopped out right there. But yeah, no, always move your stops up. Just because your stop is your stop. A trader's goal and like wet dream basically is to be in a risk-free trade. So get in, let it go up a little bit, get your stop to break even, and then don't worry about it. And then walk your stops up.
Yep, that's right. Let's see here. Josh also says, so keep the stops tight on the targets, but when you have a little breathing room in between, then you follow it up. Yes, and that's all on you. That's some people use dollar amount. If it's up $20, now move my stops up so I capture that 20. You know what I mean? That's an arbitrary number. I'm just saying, or percentage. Okay, from my original entry, it's up 5%. I'm gonna move my stop up. So if I get stopped out profit, I get stopped out profit if I get stopped out.
This is
honestly,
a hard name because of all these gaps, though. And all the hype.
Honestly, for me on this trade, once it gapped up like that, I would have moved my stops up immediately and probably got stopped out on that first 2 down, because I'm not, when it gaps up, we're looking for things to reverse back down. So I probably would have got stopped out of that. Yep. Honestly, because like I said, when it gaps up, that's what Autonation did. It gapped up on.
And it gapped up and hit a target. That would have been a good entry or exit point because it hit that 98.19 target on the monthly.
Yep. And then for everybody out there, we trade reversals. We trade reversals. Go back to that 60 real fast. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was the daily.
We can do daily. Oh, 2 days. Nice. Oh, you started using the 2 days. Ooh.
This is the daily, but I do have the 2 day.
So
look at these.
So the daily
giant 2
days.
Look
at that. Yeah. Look. Yeah. And then when you combine these time frames together like that, look at that. That's crazy. You're getting chopped up in that thing. So the 2-day bar could have gave you an entry on that. But when we go down to the 60s, we can see it was a gap up. So I mean, if we go back down to the single days, we can see it was a huge gap up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you
So I
want to
would have
go Rob's whatever he had on the signals for the week you mentioned?
Yep. Go ahead.
Or we only got about 9 more
I'll,
minutes. What do you want to do?
9 minutes. Oh man, yeah, we'll go through some stuff. You tell me if you would get in on this. You cut your screen, I'll get back in. Let me see here. Can I share on top of yours? What are you seeing? You seeing me?
Yep.
All right, awesome. We already talked about Apple. We've got 10 minutes left. You be my timekeeper. I got 2-2 reversal to the downside on Apple. You could have got it in on this on the dailies or the 60s. We already talked about Apple, so we're going to keep it short on Apple. That was a good trade. ADI, analog devices. We were looking for some upside just because the monthly was green. Month still inside. You did get your 2 up on the weekly, but then you would have to take just take the magnitude and get out of that thing. And now now we have a shooter for next week. If that goes in force below 170.33, we're not going to go through all of them. There's 73 tickers here, and we only got a few minutes here. Autonation, Autodesk 2-2 to the downside, shooter in force on the monthly. All right, this thing is getting wrecked, but you see your dailies, you see your 60s. The last day on Friday, we had some natural buyers in here. Starting on the 15th, you got your 2-2 reversal to the upside. Remember, we always trade what is actually happening. So you got your 2-2 reversal on the 15th, right at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, right at 281.98, and you could have worked that all day.
But why would you want to
2
take
days?
that long?
The only reason I would take that long is because my 60s, I got my 60s green and my dailies green. My 60, I am trading in conflict, but I know that my 60 and my daily are the same. And I know it's not going to go far because it's not so much on the, it is 2 down on the month and 2 down on the week. So I'm not looking for this thing to go far.
I would not take that long. I'd be looking for the 2 back down on the daily, or what do you got? Where's your day? Yeah, on the daily, the top left one.
Yep, up here. Yep.
Yeah. So
we got right here.
A little different. Yep. You're trading the TTOs.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just I was just talking about how somebody could get in on that and make money on that, because I know the people at home are looking at these candles and you're like, I see a 2-2 reversal on the daily and I'm a day trader. I could still get in on that. That's a 2-day. That's a nice 2-day swing trade if you got in on that. That's all I'm really just trying to show there. Yep. And then AGCO, more to the downside. You got to go to a smaller time frame to get in on that. AMC, this is outside week to the downside.
Oh, nice.
All right. Look at that. All right. You still want to be long that? No. Full time frame continuity to the downside. Full time frame continuity to the downside for the apes. AMD. AMD, it's about to go shooter in force on AMD on the monthly. Here's your last 3 weeks here. You got some more 2-2 continuation, and here's your dailies. It all started with this shooter in force up here on August 30th, and it's still, I said this on Twitter, but I thought it was funny. It's still falling down the stairs, it's bam, 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 all the way down. You got pivot machine gun. I got people falling down the stairs. One thing I thought was really cool was Google. Google took a hard, I said this on the first episode, who's got the money to trade anything on Google? But honestly, I was in Alex Options Discord, shout out to Alex, and someone told me that the 4 oh, I'd have to get in my phone, but there was a put that was going to expire on Friday, and it went from 470, excuse me, $4, the $4.70 to $44.80. So that's like a $400 put, and you
So
ended
what
with
was it? The 28.15 put? Were they buying their target?
Yes, let me, I know this
Probably.
let me, I screenshotted it here. Sorry,
It's
guys out
fine.
here.
It
Let me
looks
see if I
like
can
they
find
took
it.
the it looks like they took the 212 down on the day, with their target being the bottom of that big three. So they probably bought,
Yep.
you know, the target strike,
It was
which is
two,
awesome. That was amazing. Whoever made that.
yeah, the 280, the 2870, 2,880 70 put.
The
It
which
went
one?
from
2870?
2870.
Oh, they
What's
were
that?
playing pretty in the money then, or at the money.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
And
nice.
the put price was 4.6, and it ended today, or ended the day on Friday at 44.42. So
So that's like
that's a pretty good trade.
like 1,000%
Crazy.
gainer.
Yeah, that's amazing. When you see stuff like that, you're like, man, I wish I had the guts to do something like that. But that's a lot. It takes guts to do something like that, and you have to be able to accept the risk and be willing to, you know what I mean. I don't know. I don't like taking big losses, so I'm going to say you got to be able to accept the risk.
We know where it's going. You got it right there.
That's true. That's true. At full time frame, kind of the downside. I'm trying to find anything else. People like looking at SQ. We only got a few more minutes here. SQ, we're looking for some more downside. You got it. 2-2 continuation to the downside because the month was red, but you could have made some money to the upside with a 2-2 reversal right here on the 15th to the 16th. If you were day trading right at 249. You could have worked that for a couple days, but a lot of conflict in there. Just like Sarah said, there's a lot of conflict. We look at time frame continuity. Tesla from the weekly vid, looking for some more upside because the month is green. Man, Tesla has been just making everybody mad. But you do have
it was going to be an outside week. I guess it didn't make it.
It didn't make it just by a few dollars, but it is. Look at that thing. We got an actionable signal to the upside on Tesla right above 761.18. That's what I got on my side. We'll see what they want to do. That would be full time frame continuity to the upside if they want to do it. UAL with the airlines. You should have heard JJ. I call it, his Twitter name is Double J, but JJ in the Scipio group, he was pretty funny. He's like, these airlines, they're making money. They're buying airlines, and then you see 2-2 reversal right here on the 16th to the downside.
JJ loves
a lot of conflict
airlines.
here. He does. He's so funny on the mic, though. He's great when he gets on there. Wally World with Walmart. Let's see if this thing pulls up here. More downside. 2-2 continue to. This is the old line. 2-2 continuation to the downside on Wally World. Let's see what they do. They definitely dumped it Friday. Look at that. That's some good money right there on the 60s. Getting a put at 145. You got a slight 2-2 reversal to the downside, but then, I don't know. With the options, I probably would have got stopped out of that, cut that thing, and then maybe tried it again here, but I don't know. That's all up to you and how you do options. I don't know, not me. Wells Fargo was one that we were talking about too, trying to see if this thing is going to go to the upside at all. Right now, it looks like it could go hammer counter shooter on the monthly. You got 2-2 reversal on the weekly. Nope, you got a 2-1-2 reversal on the weekly with Wells Fargo. It's still just choppy though. Let's right for the final seconds of this thing. I'm going to draw the broadening formation on here, and then you let me know how a technical analysis person might look at this thing. But from a strat point of view, Wells Fargo on the 60s, right here maybe. I know you don't like drawing through candles and wicks and things like that, but that's what I would look at, looking for the
No, you
greater
didn't
outside
draw through
bar.
anything.
And from here to here is your outside bar, and everything else is trapped inside this range from here to here. And then how would a technical analysis person look at this thing, just for, and maybe it'll help us out, maybe it won't, I don't know. I'm guessing here to here.
I don't know.
Is that
I
correct?
don't really see any. I don't see anything. It
Yep.
just looks like,
Okay. A mess.
yeah.
No. Yep. So this is where the Brodnik formation would help me, because the Brodnik formation's here. I could see all this stuff is chopping around in here and it's stuck, even though we're waiting for this thing to go to the upside. We need a nice reversal to take this all the way up. Wells Fargo. It did work. But a little messy. Yeah, 212 reversal to the upside on Wells Fargo. Right here on the weekly. 2, 1, 2. You see that?
Yeah. Yeah. So I really like the monthly chart, because they took it 2 down, but they are clearly buying it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then, yep, if you would have bought that weekly right there at 45.25, you could still be in that. I mean, look at the dailies. You didn't get stopped out of that thing. Now, if you pushed your stops up like I do and like you do, I mean, this would probably take you out. You know what I mean? But you would get stopped out with profit. It's just well,
if you're swing trading, you kind of want to use the TTOs as your stops, so that last candle there, that's where my stop would go if my longer term profit or target was higher. So also that gap down that day, it gapped down below the red day. So that was a good gap and go.
Yeah.
So you probably wouldn't have been stopped out, actually, because it gapped below. It would have gapped below your stop. And then you could have seen, oh, they're buying, let's add.
Yeah, that's true. It is overtime. We're 3 minutes overtime. Man, we could do this for a long time, because it's easy to talk about the strat. It is very easy. Now, let me know on Twitter if you guys want me to go through all 73 tickers from the last vid. I will make sure I do that. It'll be called the bonus round if you want me to do that. It'll be just a quick, just run through them all. It won't be as extensive as this. If you are trying to get in on Sepia Group and you're looking for a deal to try it out with Rob, when you sign up in Sepia Group, type in Strat Soldier, no spaces. That'll give you 2 weeks free on the monthly subscription. And then also, if you're trying to go all in and see what Rob's got, go type in for an annual, huge discount on the annual. Type in the Strat Soldier 12. That'll give you a huge discount on the annual, and then also get you Rob's course free. Remember, on either one of those, you get Rob all day long live, and then on Monday, Rob does the power hour. Okay, Rob does the power hour, and you can ask him all the questions you have live, and he's teaching that stuff live. You can only talk to him live if you're a member. So you definitely get the power hour, you get things live, and if you get the annual, you get the course for free. So
and don't forget to follow
thank you so much, Sarah,
on Twitter and YouTube.
That's right, Sarah. I was going to get your next, definitely next. She's got a ton of content out there, and it'll definitely get you started. Thank you so much, Sarah. We've been doing this for a long time, and you've definitely helped me become a better stratter and a better trader. And man, thank you so much. And thank you for helping me stop doing stupid stuff. We need to get on here and have a fun episode where we just talk stories, because there's some really good ones. What's that?
I said, yeah, we should.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Thank you so much for being here, Sarah. Again, check out Sarah's Twitter page, the Strat Sniper. Check out her YouTube. She's got links on there in her pinned tweet. We'll make sure we tweet all those links out so you can see Sarah's content. And then Sarah also has she has scanners. Okay, she has scanners. Talk to her about that too. You want to talk about that at all?
If you use TrendSpider, I've got TrendSpider scans that I can share.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, man. I feel like I'm cutting it short just because it just the time. It's so easy to talk to you, and the time is just I hate clocks. If it
Yeah,
wasn't
an
for
hour
stocks,
is
I
not a
would never
lot.
look at a clock. It's not. It's not. But thank you so much for being
All
here,
right.
and we will see you in the Twitter sphere. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Thanks for having me.